Hello everyone and welcome to today's tutorial on PHP at Simplilearn. PHP is a very popular server-side scripting language that powers websites. Created by Erasmus Leerdorff in 1993, PHP is widely used for web development, which allows developers to embed dynamic content within HTML code. With its flexibility and ease of use, PHP has become one of the most favored languages for the server-side scripting, and also handling everything from form submissions to complex database interactions. In this tutorial, we will cover the basics of PHP, from setting up our environment to working with arrays. By the end of this tutorial, you will have a fair idea regarding PHP. Now let us discuss the agenda of our today's session. First, we are going to start with an introduction to PHP. Then we are going to set up our PHP development environment. Moving ahead, we are going to discuss about PHP syntax. Then we are going to explore control structures. Then we are going to have a deep dive into functions in PHP. And finally, we are going to conclude our session with arrays. Now, before we move on, just a quick info, guys. Simplilearn has got AI-powered full-stack developer program. You can become job-ready with AI-powered full-stack developer course. You're going to develop modern web apps using Moonstack, Java, and AI-powered tools. You can boost your CV with 60+ hands-on projects and also earn official Microsoft certificates and launch your career with AI-powered resumes, mock interviews, and job opportunities in collaboration with Microsoft Azure. Now, here's a short quiz to test your knowledge. What is the correct way to define variable in PHP? And your options are variable $name equals John, let $name John, or $name equals John, or define $name equals to John. Please mention your answers in the comment section below. Now, before we start our tutorial, I request you guys that do not forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon, such that you don't miss out any important notification from our end. So let's get started. So guys, let us first understand what is PHP. PHP is a hypertext processor. It is kind of a server-side scripting language which is designed for web development but can also be used as general-purpose programming language. It can generate dynamic page content, handle forms, and interact with databases. Now, let me tell you something interesting, the history of PHP. So guys, PHP was created by Erasmus Leerdorff in 1993 and has evolved into one of the most popular server-side languages for web development. PHP's role in web development is immense. PHP is embedded in HTML code and is executed on the server, allowing developers to create dynamic content that interacts with databases, users, and many more. Now, let us discuss how you can set up PHP development environment. So guys, let us first discuss about installing PHP locally. To install PHP, you need a local server environment like XAMPP or WAMP, and then these environments will come with PHP pre-installed. So all you need to do is install one of them, and connecting PHP with IDE is recommended. I would say you can use VS Code for the same, or you could use PHP Storm for development. And after that, install extensions like PHP IntelliFence, which is kind of very much important. So these extensions are going to help you a lot in debugging your code and making your work easier. Now, just type on Google, download XAMPP. Click on XAMPP and you can see here you have this version 8.030 PHP 8.0. Just click on download 64-bit and you can see if the download has not started, you can see all over here. Then what you do, just right click all over here and it is going to start the download. So let's say you want to download the latest version, just click on this and you can see our download has started right now. Wait for it and you know the process is very simple. Just right click on the next steps and it is going to automatically install the XAMPP server. And after that, all you need to install is VS Code. So you can type VS Code download and you can see you're going to get options something like this. Just right click on this and your installation will proceed. Since I have both of them installed, so I will not do it. Let's close this. Now for this tutorial's demonstration, I will be using an online compiler. So let's say if some issues are coming up, so what you can do guys, just mention in the comment section below and our team of experts are going to get back to you. For the simplification purpose, we are going to use Programmer's PHP online compiler to make things easier. Now, first of all, let us make ourselves a little bit comfortable in the syntax of PHP. So guys, PHP code is written inside the stack, which is PHP, then question mark PHP, and then again a question mark, then closed arrow. So you can see all we are going to do, we are going to write our given code inside these two things. And let's say, for example, it is written echo try program is pro. We'll just edit this and let's say hello world. After this, just click on run and we are going to see the output hello world. So guys, echo stands for print in PHP, just similar to Linux. Now let us discuss a bit about variables and data types. So we all know that variable is a container. You can say it's like a temporary container which basically stores the value. So you can assign any variable name. Let's say, for example, we want to store the string name all over here. And you can see there is a string name Alice. So if I want to store Alice in certain variable, or let's say in a container, which will going to acquire some space in the server. So that name is called as variable. In this, we have all over here, we basically declare the variable with a dollar sign. As you can see, $name equals to whenever you are writing any string. So make sure it is under this double quotation. Then you can see there is $1 age. This is 25. So for the integer type values, we are not going to put any double quotation. Similarly, for height, we have stored certain value like 5.6. So I am storing all these information in the respective variable, which is basically acquiring some space in the server side. So this is how basically we are going to declare variables. So guys, as you can see all over here, this data type is string, this is integer, this is float, the decimal values. PHP basically supports multiple data types. It could be integer, it could be your string, it could be float for decimal values. And as you would have already gone through C or C++ programming, you would have seen various data types. So similarly, all you can see in PHP also, it supports these kind of data types. And for true and false, we have Boolean as one of the data type. Then we have another data type array for storing multiple values of the same data type. Let's say, for example, we want to store something like mangoes, apple, and bananas. So these forms a collection. Let's say they have the same data type string and we want to store collectively all together. So for that we have array. PHP also supports object and null. So in nutshell, these are the data types that are supported by our given PHP. Let us proceed with some example. So guys, as you can see all over here, we have declared the variable is student and we have put this equals to true. Now this is basically telling us that this means true. So this is a Boolean. Next up, we have fruits. So we have apple, banana, orange as the given collections that we have all over here. And these are stored in the variable fruit. So this forms our given array. I hope so guys, you would have got a brief idea regarding what is array and what is Boolean values. So these are some of the data types supported by PHP. Now, let us discuss a bit about control structures in PHP. Basically, control structures are if and else statement. Let's say we want to do some decision making while writing a given code, or let's say we want to create a program such way that we can have a choice of making a decision. So for the same purpose, in order to control the given flow of the program, we have if and else statement. Now, if and else statement is very similar to what you have studied in C, C++, Java or Python. So similarly, we have the same thing in PHP also. So let us consider one scenario of utilizing this. Let's say you have gone to give vote and let's say in the ballot, you are only allowed to give your vote if you are greater than 18. And let's say if you want to automate this process just by typing your given age and the ballot tells whether you are eligible to vote or not. So we can see there is a decision making happening all over here. So similarly in PHP, we can do this by, writing if and else code. Let me show you what I mean. So guys, you can see all over here, I have declared the variable age. Let's say the age is 18. Now I am giving a condition. If the given age is greater than or equal to 18, then you are an adult or you are allowed to vote. So we can just say you are allowed to vote. And similarly, you can say you are minor and you can't vote. So you can see the simulation how we are doing. And in order to access a given variable, always remember it that you need to put $sign all over here. Now let us try to run the given code. Now you can see I have entered the age 18 and it's saying you are allowed to vote. Now let's say if I try 15 all over here and try to hit enter, and you can see I'm getting this, I'm minor and I can't vote. Believe me guys, this is the most fundamental thing in programming language and it is utilized everywhere. So this is one of the most important things, and the more you practice more and more problem based on this, you're going to get more comfortable in this. I hope so guys, you would have got a brief idea regarding if and else statements. Now you can also have multiple if and else statements. Let me show you one demonstration of the same. So guys, as you can see all over here, let's say I've declared my age as 25. And let's say I want to apply multiple conditions on this. Let's say if I say if age is less than 18, I can say you are a child. Else, if age is greater than or equal to 18 or age less than or equal to 64, you are an adult. Else, you are a senior person. Now I have done the categorization of the age. And for that purpose, let's say one is falling below 18, one is somewhere in the range of 18 to 64, and one is greater than 64. Now, based on this given problem statement, we can easily identify that we have to apply multiple, conditions to achieve this. And for the same purpose, we have multiple if and else statement. Now, one thing in the syntax, if you notice that you have used else if the second time, and in the last statement, you just use else. So for, let's say you want to give one more condition after else if, so all you need to do is just copy the same block of code and you can type the given condition. Let's say for a given example, let's say age, I'll just do it as 54, and let's say from 54 to let's say 64, I could say you are somewhat in the middle age. And similarly, you can add, as many as conditions as you want. So this is how you basically do multiple if and else statement. Now let us try to run the given program and let's see what is the output. So guys, you can see all over here that I'm getting an adult all over here. So this is how basically you achieve multiple if else statement. Now let's move ahead to the next part. Let us discuss a bit about loops. So guys, what are loops? Basically, loops allow repetitive execution of the code. For example, let's say if I give you one task to print the numbers from 1 to 10. Now, in this process, all you need to do is start a loop. Let's say you can start from 1 and you can keep on incrementing 1 and 1. So this forms a repetitive process of adding 1, and suppose, let's say if you're starting the initializing value, let's say I equals to 1, then after, let's say it has printed I equals to 1, let's say I plus 1, then 1 is becoming 2. Then similarly, it is going to go to the loop and it is going to increment it to 3. Now you'll get better clarity what I'm trying to say. So let me give you a simple demonstration of the same. So guys, what I was trying to say, you basically start a loop with the for keyword, and you can see there is one parenthesis starting and one parenthesis ending. If you would have studied loops in C or C++, it's kind of similar to that. But for every variable initializer, for every variable initialization, what we are trying to do, we are trying to initialize with the $I. Let's say if I equals to 0, I less than equal to 5, and I plus plus. And then we are printing the given iteration and the given $. And basically this is a print statement, and we are generally printing the value of the variable I. So I is starting from 0. So let's say in the first iteration, it is printing 1. Then it is going to proceed for the next iteration and it is going to print 2. Moving ahead, let's say it is going to the next iteration and it is going to print 3. Then similarly, it is going to go till I is less than 5. So after 4, if we go to 5, we can see 5 is not less than 5. So here your loop is going to break, and 1, 2, 3, 4 will be your printed value. Now let us run the given program and try to see the output. So you can see in the iteration, there is a break line, 1, then 2, then 3. Let's simplify a little bit. Okay, let's remove this and let's remove this also. And now let's run it. So you can see now we have just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is how your given loop is working. First, it is going to print 0, then it is going to increment by 1, So you're getting 1 as the output. Then next it is incrementing 2, then 3, and so forth. Now let us discuss a bit more about it. So now I will also try to make you understand about the next form of loop, that is while loop. So guys, our next form of loop is while loop. Now it is doing the same task what for loop was doing, but it is also very useful in certain scenarios where you are basically giving the condition. So you can see all over here, first we have initialized our variable. So in the for loop also we initialize this $i equals to 0. So here you have to declare it at the first, and then you can put your given condition. Now in the for loop we have given the condition in the second line that $i is less than 5. So we write while instead of for all over here in the parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis of while I am telling that the $i is less than 5, and here I am printing the given value of I, and after printing I am incrementing the value of I. So it's incrementing by 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this is how our given process is working. So I hope so you would have got a brief idea regarding this. Now this is the given syntax. So while there you have to put the condition, then inside this there will be a parenthesis, and here will be your given code block, whatever you want to do. So here basically I want to print the numbers, so I have just printed this given variable, and after printing the variable I am incrementing the counter. So that's why you can see I++ given. So this basically means I equals to I plus 1. So it is adding one value to the I. Now let us run the program and see the output. So you can see we are getting the same output. So this is also doing the same task, which is similar to the while loop. Now let me also show you next form of loop, that is for each loop, which is pretty interesting. So guys, this is a syntax for the for each loop. Now let's say you want to iterate, or let's say you want to access the value in the given array. So for that purpose you can use for each loop. Now here the syntax is pretty different. Let us try to analyze it. So first of all we have declared this array, and let's say in the array we have apple, banana and orange. So instead of for, we write for each, and you can see fruits is the given name of our array. So for each, fruits as fruit, meaning in order to go inside this given array there is one pointer or variable like I that we discussed, which is fruit, and fruit is going to go from index 0, 1 and 2, and it is going to access each value, and you can print it all over here. So basically what you are doing at the end of the day, you are printing fruit. So fruit is just like I that we have seen in while loop and for loop. So it is going to print apple, banana and orange. So this is the given syntax for the for each loop. For each, give the name of the given array here, then write the given keyword as, and you can declare any variable. It could be fruit or it could be f as a single word. Now let us run the given code and see the output. So you can see all over here I have apple, banana and orange. I hope so guys you would have got a brief idea regarding this. Now let us discuss a bit about functions. So what are functions guys? So functions basically we write to execute any task or anything that we want to do it in a given program. Generally, let's say you want to perform any task. Let's say, for example, I want to write something. Let's say if I give name to certain thing, let's say inside greet, if I just write any name, so it is going to print like hi Alice, or it is going to greet Alice. So this task is going to get repeated again and again, and we can use it for n number of values. So basically we are trying to understand that we are trying to reuse this function again and again. So function is basically nothing. This is a method which we write to automate a certain task. Let's say we want to greet someone, and for that we want to write a function to perform the task of greeting. So this is the philosophy of writing function. Now if we see the syntax for the same, you start with a keyword function. Let's say you have the keyword greet, and let's say here you need to pass the argument, and let's say the argument all over here is name. And let's say we want to print hello. Let's say whenever any argument is passed on this, let's say function called greet, then what we do is we attach hello and we print next to the given variable that we have used all over here, or the given argument that we have passed onto the function. In this case, we have passed Alice as one of the given argument, and if I run the given program, so all I'm going to see, hello Alice. Let us run this program. You can see all over here, guys, I can easily see it's saying hello Alice. Pretty interesting. Now similarly, you can write n number of functions. Let's say, for example, in this function greet, I wanted to say, let's say hello. Instead of hello, we can put anything. Let's say welcome on board. And if I run this, so instead of hello, you can see it becomes welcome on board Alice. Pretty interesting, right? So you can use it for n number of tasks, and this is the use case of function. Now, let me show you one more example of functions. Let's say we want to add two numbers, and if I just put two values, let's say in the given function, let's say add, so it is going to add the given values. So let's say if I am adding 5 and 10 all over here inside the parenthesis of add, so it is going to return 5 plus 10, which is equals to 15. So if I want to write the same function for the same, so first of all, I'll start with a keyword function, and let's say we give our function name as add. And here I've passed two values a and b, and I'm returning $a plus $b. So this is how we are actually using the variables as we have discussed earlier. And you can see after that we have declared one more variable called result, which is storing the value returned by this given function. So it's not always necessary that a function should always return a value, but in most of the cases, we see that function returns the value. So in this case, add 5 and 10 is going to return 15, and it is going to get stored in the variable result. And finally, what I'm doing is I am printing this given variable, which stores the output of 5 and 10. Let us run this program and see the output, and I can see 15 is the given output. Pretty interesting. So in a nutshell, this is how functions work in PHP. Now, let us discuss a bit about arrays. So guys, as I've told you earlier, array is kind of a data structure where we basically want to store values of the same type. Let's say we want to store values of the string type. Let's say we have apple, banana, and cherry, and all I want to, store it together. So when we encounter a scenario where we want to use multiple values, we use arrays. So in this scenario, we have fruits as the starting part, and you can see we have apple, banana, and cherry. And finally, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to access the index with 0. Now, let me tell you about indexing of the array. Generally, your indexing starts from 0. So let's say we have the first element apple. So you can mark it as 0. Then we have banana, which is indexed as 1. And then we have cherry with index 2. Now, indexing makes our works a lot more easier. So index help us to access the values in the array. So we have apple, banana, and cherry. Now here I am trying to access the value 0. So that's how we basically do it. So let's say if we want to access apple, so I am trying to print fruits 0. Let's run this given program, and you can see I am getting the output as apple. Pretty interesting, right? So this is how basically we actually access the values in the array. Now let us discuss a bit about associative arrays. So if you would have studied Python, so there you have a data structure called dictionaries, where you have values stored in the form of key and value. So associative arrays are similar like that. Let's say we want an array to store the values, let's say with name, okay, as the given field, and their respective values. So we have keys and the value. So you can see we have keys like name, age, and city. So this is the information. Let's say we have variable parameters that we want to store for a given person. So name, age, and city could be stored something like this. So if you want to print it, we can just give echo person, and we can access the given value all over here. So name, age, and city are the given thing. Let's say we want to run the program. So in the print, what I'm trying to basically access. So I'm trying to use the key. So in the person is a given array name. And let's say I'm using the key name. So here the value Alice is going to get returned. So you can see all over here. Now let's say if I just try to access age, then let's see what will be the output. You can see I can easily access 25. Similarly, you can access city also. You can see we get it as New York. I hope so guys, you would have got a brief idea regarding arrays. So guys, that was all for today's tutorial. I hope so guys, you would have enjoyed our today's video on PHP tutorial for beginners at Simplilearn. If you like these kind of videos, then do not forget to hit the notification bell icon such that you don't miss out any update from our end. Thank you guys for watching this video.